What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Gung-Fu Super Bros podcast, the number one podcast for kung fu martial arts, martial arts movies and pop culture. Hey, Stevens, what episode is this? One, because that's
it's not an episode.
What episode is this, Stevens?
This is not a new episode.
This is a special episode.
Rehash one.
Ooh, like the Christmas special from Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Barca, say hi.
Hey, what's up, folks?
Stevens.
Hi.
And before we get started, Barca, do you want to hit them off where they can leave us a message, voicemail, and so forth?
I'm glad you asked, folks. Hey, if you go to www.gungfusuperbros.com or go to our Google Voice number, 661-401-5941, you can leave a voicemail, be a part of our show. Remember, folks, rate, review, leave a comment on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcast, or just hit that bell for notifications.
Ding, ding. So, Barca, what are we doing today? Why the special episode? What just happened?
Well, folks, two of the movies that we watched this year have won an Academy Award. So big shout out to Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, and to RRR for winning Best Song.
And we don't want to take credit for any of it, right? But there is a good chance that the fact that they were on our pod, like that we talked about it, watched these movies, maybe is the reason why they won all these awards. Coincidence? Maybe, but who knows? So last week we gave you guys the repeat of the Everything Everywhere All at Once. A beautiful story. We'll talk about it a little bit more next week, because this week we want to give props to RRR for winning Best Song at the Oscars. So that's awesome. Also followed by also a performance of the song by the two lead actors of the movie. So that was awesome. And what's the name of the song again there, Barca?
Naatu, but it wasn't the lead actors, but it was an awesome dance group that gave it their all. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. My bad. I'm sorry. But they performed the song, won it. So today we're going to just replay the part that we talk about the movie to kind of go over it. Some people loved it. Some people not as much. But it was epic in proportions for sure. So check that out. Next week, Stevens, what are we watching next week?
On next week's episode, you actually get to hear us talk about Showdown in Little Tokyo with Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren. And a lot of Tia Carrera.
Oh, man. I can't wait a whole week.
And we got a lot to talk about.
We can talk about Tia Carrera.
Oh, not a Tia Carrera. I thought I forgot there was a movie. I thought we were just talking about Tia Carrera next week. So join us next week. Showdown in Little Tokyo. Available on HBO Max, Stevens?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe.
Until the 31st of March.
Oh,
really?
Yes, it's going away.
Oh.
So get on that. Damn it. Get on that, guys. Just a lot of things in HBO. They're going away. I heard Last of Us is already going away too, even though it just finished last week. So make sure you watch it now while you still can. Well, we will catch you next week. Enjoy this repeat episode. Again, giving props to RRR Oscar winner. Barca, say bye.
Y'all come back now. You here?
Stevens?
Bye.
And remember, my name's Ivan. Love you guys. See you next week. All right. Barca, hit him with the back of the box.
Hey, guys. RRR. A tale of two legendary revolutionaries and their journey.
We're going to get into it today.
Far away from home. After their journey, they return home to start fighting back against British colonialists in the 1920s. This movie was directed by S.S. Rajamouli, Ram Charan as Sitarama Raj, N.T. Rama Rao Jr. as Komoran Bheem. It messed my thing up. It turned it into a way, so I'm sorry, folks. As Venkata Rama Raju, Alia Bhatt as Sita, Olivia Morris as Jennifer, Srija as Saran as Sarojini, Ray Stevenson, the Punisher himself, as Scott Buxton.
Holy shit. I didn't even know that.
And Allison Doody as Catherine Buxton.
Oh, goddamn. That guy's fucking horrible. Yeah, dude, she's fucking evil. That's the Punisher?
Yeah.
Holy shit. All right, Enrique, what'd you think of this movie?
I fucking love this movie. It's a 3-hour movie, by the way. And it did not feel like a 3-hour movie to me. I was almost 2 hours in and I was like, holy shit, I'm past halfway. of a 3-hour movie. Look, this tickles my. I'm just visually. It tickles all the sensitive parts for me.
This is a family show.
Tell me more.
Visually, this movie is one of the best movies I've seen in a while. Just the shots, just the locations, just everything. Yeah, it's. My only concern was there, and I guess I'll ask now: is there enough fighting in this? Does this qualify for our list?
I know, I was thinking about that too, because it's
Spoiler
not
alert, it's
a
not
lot.
going to be in the top 10 for me anyways.
Yeah.
If you do, you know. I'm not saying it's a bad movie though. I only have one gripe with it, and it's not the music. I actually like the songs in this movie. I think it's cool how it tells you a part of the story. Because goddamn, if it didn't have these songs, this movie would be 6 hours. Not to be dumb, right? You know, like the music moves story forward. Like you were saying that last week. The dance number, which I thought would bug me, did not bug me. That shit had me laughing out loud. I thought it was so fucking funny and hilarious. And like the tango, like it just fucking worked. All that worked. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch the last one though. I was fucking done with it by that time. But
the credits,
just credits, yeah. That was not the problem with me. So that wasn't it at all. I didn't feel it was 3 hours long either. I'll be brutally like when I was working out, I thought I was gonna like watch this and then watch another. I ended up fucking watching the whole thing except for because I had to leave at one point. I was like, fuck, or I would have finished it right in one sitting. I think I had to watch 30 minutes later. Like that was it because it was so good. It's just one thing that won't like I just and there's a gripe that I just have with this genre of things. But go ahead, continue. What you said visually? What like okay? Because I was wondering about that with you because you're right. There's some beautiful shots, but some of the animal shit is bad.
CGI is gonna be hit and miss. You either choose to give it a break, whatever it is. I'm not just this. She-Hulk, you can say has the same issue.
Yeah.
But if you choose to. Yeah, she looks
her walking and her
it's kind of crazy, huh?
Did you see that twerk?
So you either choose to ignore it and just kind of get past it, or if you want to make it a big deal, you can make it a big deal. I chose, for me, the movie is so good for me that you acknowledge that it's not perfect, but whatever. It's just it is what it is. It's CGI. Sometimes,
that's what they can do.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. You know, they're not going to use real animals, so they went out of the way to not use real animals. So that's just
they're making a point to tell you they're not going to use real animals. Yeah.
So that's just what it is. And for me, it didn't. You know, I gave it a pass. Okay. Whether it's justifiable or not, or you know, but I chose to not hold that against the movie.
Like someone.
No, that wasn't the problem. It's not the animals. I don't like novella acting. I've never liked novella acting. I can't stand it. I especially dislike it when it's trying to be serious. And I'm talking about literally legit novella acting, like when you watch Spanish novellas. And did I watch Spanish novellas? I had to because that's all my mom fucking watched growing up. Like that's all that was on TV.
From everyone in the movie?
No. But our two main characters do a lot of novella acting. When it's serious. Like it's so over the top that I just don't like that. I've never liked that. Like that's just not my thing. That's just not, be careful, mother. That's just not my thing. It never has been. When it's like fun and funny, like that's the dance number. I fucking love that shit. I love the Betty and the Feas. I always go to that one, but I love the funny novellas when they're not trying to be. There's one on Netflix called The War Next Door where they're just fucking having a good time in that. And it's like, it's a show. It's kind of like a novella, but they're not being serious. It's just fun. And I can deal with that. I just never like the over the top novella acting. And this reminded me a lot of that over the top novella acting. Like everything was a big deal. I just
that's crazy because I've obviously we've all seen our share of novellas growing up. I never got that from them. That's how I felt. That's exactly where I still watch them because my wife watches them. I'll come in and I'll be like, "What the fuck?" And I'm not saying that you're wrong. That's not the case because I'm just saying I don't know. I just didn't see it, but maybe it's just maybe that's just the tone of Indian films. And that's actually the conversation I was having with the market. Yeah. That's maybe what it is. And that obviously it works. Like, you know what I'm saying? If that's what it is. But there were some parts like that little girl at the beginning, that shit was heartbreaking. Yeah. That wasn't over the top to me. It was maybe just the two main characters. They got on my nerves about it. Because there's some parts where they're crying. Yeah, I know. But when they're hurt and when I'm like, bro, get the fuck. Because like the little girl shit, that was heartbreaking. That was horrible. The way she sounded singing was amazing. Like that whole thing. The bad people, like the Punisher and his wife, god damn, they were good. The mom, that scene with the mom at the beginning, fucking rough. That was crazy. So all that stuff worked. The first time you see the cop, that scene with the fighting, that was super cool. Super cool.
I don't feel like anything else got back to that level. Obviously, that scene lends to itself, right? But like, you're fucking basically dealing with superheroes at this point. Like, it was badass, which was fine. That's fucking, I watch superhero movies. It's fucking fine. And you could totally, like, this is cool, right? This is like, if this is my movie, fuck yeah, bro. Like, that's badass, right?
The bridge scene didn't do nothing for you?
The bridge scene.
Where they're jumping off the bridge.
Where they meet, actually?
that shit made me laugh. I was like, like, especially with the underwater handshake. Yeah, I was fucking, that didn't fucking
But that's when you see that they're like you said, they're kind of superheroes.
Yeah. Oh, you can see that from the first fucking scene with the guy. I'm sorry, like,
well, yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like, yeah. Nah, that was kind of, that was like laughing at that. That didn't hype me up. That made me chuckle. I was like, and then they had fucking handshake underwater. I was
like, you were out at that point. I can see how you just, yeah.
But again, there's some other shots were fucking cool as fuck. Great fight scenes with the guns. Just like I said, they're fucking like superheroes, man. It's badass. That one, I didn't like the bridge scene. That was probably one of my least favorites, to be honest with you. But the other stuff was cool. Other stuff was real cool. When he like turns into, and I don't know what the character is, and I'm sure it's like a folklore character. When he puts on the red, shit was fucking badass. And he had the bow and arrow. Like, that was cool as fuck, you know? But then there was just other scenes where it was serious, where I was just like, all right. Like, it just, the acting kind of threw me off. But again, there was also some really good acting. Like I said, I really liked that. That little girl was cool, man. God, every time she was on the screen, I felt fucking bad, dude. Like,
there was a lot of really sad moments throughout the movie, not just those. There's a couple others too. What'd you think of Barca?
It's hard to watch at parts, dude.
I thought I was going to Enrique this. I was not in the mood to watch the movie. That week, I had just finished watching Elvis, and it's an over-the-top spectacle. It's got novela acting, and then it's got the CG title cards where like over dramatic use of it, very stylized. And so
quick, good, yes or no?
Oh yeah, it's good. Okay. It's a cool movie.
Elvis. Okay.
Yeah. And then it won me over.
You said you liked it?
Yeah, because I heard there wasn't kind of the traditional musical scenes.
Yeah.
What stood out for me is that musicals, there's two kinds of musicals, right? There's music that propels the story forward, and this is what's happening to us in this moment. And I think only at the end is the one where there's a dancing in the middle where they're showing off their own dance moves against the British, and then the actual end credit whole musical part.
And that's just end credits.
And that was an end credits, but it's like a big shout out, and so I can see the filmmakers making this movie for the generation right now.
Okay.
Right. This is their Wong Fei Hong. This is their historical epic.
Yeah.
And how do you show that these characters, these real people made an impact in the country we live in now? And it's by making them superheroes, legitimately making them superheroes, right? To the point where they cast a superhero as the villain in this movie. The way it looks, the staging of things, and like I agree with Enrique, the way the camera moves in this. There are some scenes where all of a sudden the person becomes a CG double, and so then like kind of jumping around. But we saw that in Miss Marvel. We see that in She-Hulk. So again, you have to have this suspension of disbelief to kind of watch this movie. But here's the thing. Indian movies are amazing, and they are over the top. And even the most kind of basic of movies that they might put out is still
over the top
and has not over the top. They are very ambitious.
They go for it. They go for it.
They're like, and I guess this is the fourth most expensive movie in India ever made.
I mean, you can tell throughout. I mean, every scene of this movie, you can tell that it wasn't just like, let's just shoot this real quick.
Every scene is big.
Every scene is big. Every scene you feel like they took their time and they planned it, and this is exactly what we want.
I feel like there's never less than 10 people in a shot. Like there's always so many people in a good way though. Like every scene is big.
Shots where they pan out, see a big area, they're fucking beautiful.
Like
you
by
can
the
tell
rivers,
they have a point. Everything has a point. For every shot has a point. It's not just like people walking. It's like if people are walking, it's shot in a way where it's like, that's kind of cool. It's like a throwaway scene, but it's cool.
And I like that not every scene was on a stage, right? Not every scene is in front of a green screen. It's like, hey, let's go take the camera. We're going to the market. And then obviously stage it the way you want to, but like I believe that this is the 1920s.
Yeah.
I feel that this movie is two movies mashed up together because it has a natural ending to this movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? No. We're doing the whole thing. With one movie.
We might not get another chance. Let's fucking make our
the story with each character, right?
Yes.
Kind of has its own movie.
So like it ends with him escaping.
Yeah.
That's a natural ending of this. And then they're like, but guess what? There's more. And I feel like part two is the weaker of the movies or of the moments until
you get the full story of the second guy.
Yes. The Ram. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that's when it brings you in. Because you're right. You are kind of like, it's kind of chugging along. It's still beautiful. You're still enjoying it, at least for myself. But then you start to see the story of Ram unfolding. And it's like, oh shit.
There's also hard parts to watching that shit.
Yeah, I love right after the animals attack, when he's holding Bheem, and then he's like, you have to surrender. You have to surrender. And then he just keeps backing him. Boof. Boof.
And those are tough because you fall in love with these characters. You fall in love with their friendship.
Just their bromance.
It's a bromance.
It's a bromance.
And it's hard to watch because it's like, dude, why do you keep being like, what's going on? Like,
because you don't know.
I was like, bro, let's do this. I
jumped on a shoulder so we did squats, bro. It was like we did.
And at this point, we still don't know what his true motivation is, why he's doing what he's doing. So, but that just lends to how good the story is for me. And then when it all unfolds, it's like, it's good. It was good.
Well, Stevens, you're a fan, right? What did you like about this movie?
I liked it. I liked that it is their Wong Fei-hung movie. And it's basically, so the two guys are real guys who both battled the British and all that kind of stuff to get Indian freedom. But this story is fictitious, right? Because they never really knew each other. So the idea is, well, what happens in this period of their lives where these two guys, we don't really, kind of, there's nothing really documented about this point in their life. Like we know from end of movie on, because that's when they go fight, right? They both go fight. So all this in the middle is them. Like, what if they were bros? What if they knew each other? And what if they were like, Bromance, realized they were fighting for the same thing,
like
right?
Jesus after he was a teenager.
The middle chapter?
So it's all fictitious, but it's very cool to see what they imagine, could be true about these two heroes that they have that, freed the country and so on. And what's cool too is like there's statues of both of them in the garb that they're wearing at the end of the movie.
The red and the
so like you can see both of them like transform, cool. Like you said, transform into kind of that character, which is really cool. And I liked the way it was done. I liked, because at first I was like, wait, is that it? And I looked at it and I'm like, no, we got a whole like hour and 20 minutes left. And I was like,
yeah, it does take like a natural, like it should end here, but it keeps going.
And then I was like, oh, hold on, what's going to happen? And then we started learning. So I was kind of like, oh, wow. I enjoyed it. I thought
that torture scene's rough. That's a fucking rough ass scene, bro. There's like I said, there's quite a few of them in there, but not in a bad way. I mean, rough as in like you're fucking like feeling for like. There's times where I was like,
I want to see him bleed.
And Homer's a freak.
Yeah.
Anybody who has her own whip is a freak.
With nails in it.
She a freak. She into some shit, bro.
Like the British here, like I've never seen it as extreme before. And I'm wondering because...
But this is a movie of extremes.
Yes, but I'm also wondering perspective. Because I've not seen an Indian movie tell this story before. Like I've always seen the British...
Is there another
British
movie where the British
style or American version of what happened, right? And so I'm very curious.
I was going to say, yeah. They're pretty shitty in The Patriot.
But that's here. That's not in India.
No, but I'm saying the British are still shitty though.
Yes,
horrible.
yes. But I guess what I'm saying is, the perspective of Indians telling the story.
She just passed away 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Goodbye, English rules.
Let's not lose England.
She didn't have the whip.
I don't know. She might have been a freak. She might have been into some shit.
I guess maybe.
She a freak. Hey, don't age her. Don't be an ageist, Steven. She might have been
How
down.
did that age
because
her?
maybe you think because she's old, she can't be freaky.
No, she is not
This
the
is a
one in the story.
podcast.
I'm not
Enrique
saying
just talking about
that.
his tingly things.
That's not what I meant at all. I meant she was not in India with the whip, is what I meant. Like,
She's
literally.
1,000 years old. Maybe she put it in India. What year was this? Actually, I forgot about that. What year was this?
This is
The 20s?
Yeah,
she
somewhere
was
around there.
35 when this movie came out.
But I don't think she was in India. My gosh, I'm not that great at history, but I'm pretty sure it's not her.
the British Empire. Thank you very much.
She was in the back.
Yeah.
So no, but
they open the door and he's like, mustache guy, go get him.
everything in
But it
this
was
movie
like-
is
like-
extreme. And
Well,
they were
like
horrible fuckers.
every time they pulled the bullet out to tell the story,
that was a fucking horrible
don't
story.
you
God
use
damn.
that bullet on
This
this
bullet
trash. And I was like,
came on a
holy
boat.
crap, bro.
The first chunk of this movie is fucking heartbreaking and sad and angry and everything at the same time. It's fucking crazy. With
There's
the
very strong characters, good and bad. Like,
That could be us, but you're over here wilding out.
is Rom like the ultimate fucking wingman, bro? Is he?
in all his movies? Is that what we're saying
Of
right
everything
now?
we've seen, is he the best wingman ever?
In everything we've seen. I'm trying to think about it. What's other good wingmans? I don't know. I'm trying to think. I can't think about it.
Goose.
Yeah, I was thinking of Top Gun.
Rooster.
Yeah, I was thinking of Top Gun. I was like, that's probably got a good
No,
wingman.
with the ladies though.
Oh, I thought you meant a literal wingman. We gotta keep it kayfabe, bro. Come on, you gotta keep the kayfabe, bro. No, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I can't think of any like ones that
We
we've
haven't
seen. So
really
you're
seen.
probably right.
They're either opposing, like they're fighting
Yeah.
against, right? Like in Hero.
That was another thing where I was like, that's so funny that they never were able to figure each other out, even though they were best friends, right? You're my best friend.
Well, like he's showing a very accurate picture around town, and he never sees it, and no one knows.
You
him.
never asked me?
They were deep in the
You never
bromance
asked
though.
me?
They were deep in the
And
bromance.
then what?
I wanna
there was
carry a
something
hat.
else
I feel
too.
I feel like it
Middles
was
now.
like I feel like it was a perfect distraction for them both. Like they were so intensely involved
Yeah.
in their own things.
Their bromance?
And so their bromance was like kind of like a perfect just
take away from all the,
like
shit they were doing.
Yeah.
Their bromance blinded them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure about that. Yeah, he's a great wingman in this movie, though.
I appreciated the bromance. I mean, I would like to think that if we ever get caught up in an intense dance battle
Yeah.
and I hurt my leg,
We get involved in that. You're just gonna be standing up against the wall. I don't have to hang that shit by myself, dog.
Whatever. I'm ready for this. Ready? Do a move. Do a move.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not doing a dance or a song. I'm not doing a dance or a song. Boy. I refuse to get canceled. I'm gonna stay right here.
I'm not here to get canceled. I'm here to tell you that y'all's dance moves are amazing.
No, that scene was awesome. Like, honestly, guys, the music did not do it to me. It was just that. That was my one thing. It did not feel 3 hours long. I think it's an epic of epic proportions. I think Stevens nailed it. The bad guys in this movie are fucking horrible people.
And they dance in chanclas.
which is fucking hard. They're horrible people. Everything was over the top. Everything was over the top. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. That was just, and there was other little things here and there, but it's a good movie. I wonder what happens if this movie is cut into two. Does it become, can you do more with the second part? Can you do more with the first part?
Part two needs to be
You think that there's not part
up
two?
a little bit. Well, no.
If they made it into part two. Okay.
Yes.
I'll do a little more with the second half of the movie.
Yeah.
Well,
I know, but
it
it's
would be
good. Once you start realizing what he's doing.
No,
it's
I
kinda
know.
good.
That's what I'm saying. I feel
Yeah.
like you would lose that if you have a big gap of time in between the stories. I feel like you would lose the impact.
And I feel like it would, like Kill Bill 2 suffers. The first one is amazing. The chapter 1 is amazing, right? Chapter 2 is like it's like it's missing something. It's missing another scene to make it over the top.
Because the story of Ram as a kid, you know, that whole when you finally find out why he's doing what he's doing, and then what happens to his dad, like I guess you could start the second movie with that beginning.
Yeah, right.
What was before that? I'm losing that because you're right. Before that is where you're kind of like, huh?
He gets a commendation. Like he then becomes the special officer, and then
which was his plan, so he can get his hands.
That's why he fought 800 people at once, right? To become the special officer.
Yeah.
So you see him.
Yeah, and then they passed him up. That's some bullshit.
Better luck next time, brownies. And you're like, what?
What? No, what do they say? Not brown skins. What do they call them?
There's a whole lot of bad.
No, they use something with brown. All the time I was like, motherfucker, that hurt. Like it hurt me too. But yeah, okay. So it was that whole little thing. Because once you go back to him as a kid.
Yeah,
you're back in. Bro.
Here's the one thing that. Here's my gripe. Mm-hmm. You show him with this amazing rifle, and there's no payoff with that rifle, right? Ram gets
was a payoff to go back in time to remember his story.
Yeah, but at least I want to see him shoot like, and you're like, oh my god, I left a hole
because he made the shot from like here to fucking Mexico, right? From like with the one old school rifle. I see what you're saying.
And maybe
didn't they do a shot at the very end when
his buddy does a shot?
Okay.
Yeah, he tells him how to do it, and he does it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Who's cooler of the two? Rom.
Ram's the coolest.
Ram's cool.
I feel like Bheem. They try to show you that Bheem's. Yeah. Ram's
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was probably
the cop is sexy.
Who is
the cop? Is sexy.
Yeah.
That was really my only issue with the movie. I feel like
Rom should have got the girl.
Yeah. I feel like his look was,
but he did get the girl.
Oh,
he had a girl.
Yeah,
he had a girl.
I got
but I'm talking about.
He should be out there just slanging.
No. But I'm talking about like how
like
Bheem,
a man.
Like Bheem fell in love with the British girl, and then whatever. I felt like
that's my biggest gripe of the movie. I don't think the British girl was very attractive. You heard it here first.
I mean, she was. No,
but I don't think it was necessarily. Well, I think it in part is that, but she was also kind to
Olivia Morris.
people.
Please come on the show.
Slap me with the white glove.
How dare you, brownie?
She was the only of the British that was kind to people, right? That's sexy in itself, right? Like,
yeah.
You don't know. I guess we know who the more shallow end of the table is.
I thought that was very forbidden fruit. Like, you're right.
She's not ugly, but she's not like.
All right. I was there. And take away the racism from the old lady, I was more interested in her. You see what I'm saying?
The old lady was.
I'm like, what other whips you got? What other whips?
Freaking.
She
down for the get down, fool. Come on now.
But the motive was not just girl, right? That was just That was just happenstance.
Yeah.
So he always was looking for Molly, right?
Frequently. I'm sorry.
You're fine. I know what you do over there. Right?
So, but yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. But yeah, okay. Cooler. We're saying the cop. We're saying Rom's cooler. Whose backstory is better?
Oh, Bheem.
Really?
Yeah. Well, who's more tragic?
I don't know. Just better. Because of tragedy, because of whatever. Which one's better?
Just his introduction. The shepherd is coming for you. You should probably return his daughter. And they're like, cool. There's a man and he's going to kill the governor. He's going to break down the British Empire.
There's not one calm fucking conversation in this whole movie, man. Hey, how's it going? Man, it's going cool.
How dare you? The servant's interest is in the back, Brownie.
I don't think it was Brownie.
I know, but
I think we're gonna start. I'm gonna start using that. I'm bringing it back. Bringing it back. So okay, so
right, and then you're like, oh my god, like who's coming?
Next scene, he's hunting a tiger.
Right?
Yeah, but now we know why.
I feel like he punched that wolf in the mouth, and then he took off running. He was like, all right, here we go.
Oh my god, the grabbing of I don't know what it was to punch a tiger in the mouth.
Oh, it was like a branch, but it was like bigger than a branch.
I felt like it was a piece of fountain. Because wasn't it next to the water? Who the fuck knows?
I don't know.
And he punched the shit out of that tiger.
Was Bheem related to the little girl?
It was it her uncle? Like they're a tribe?
Maybe, I don't know. I'm getting close.
I felt that he was like literally the revenge, like the redeemer. Like when you fuck with this tribe will leave you alone. This tribe will never mess with the British.
Because if he was just if he wasn't related,
I did. I did.
Or you just trying to give Enrique ass over there, bro?
Can you listen? When you were doing squats, and you're on shoulders, and we're doing squats.
Prickly. Hennessy, and they pay me for it.
Are you wanting to get up on my shoulders right now?
Squats. Okay, so you're going with Reams. And anyways, I don't think they were related. Beam, Ream, whatever the fuck it was. I don't think they were related, but I think he is literally the shepherd of the whole tribe.
Yeah, and he's all the shepherd will come for his flock.
I think Ram's story is just because it's just because.
Trash as fuck.
Yeah, because he's actually the one that went through it. Not yet. and if Beam is just a guy from the tribe that got given the job to do it, obviously he cares. Obviously he cares for the girl, whatever. I'm not saying, but all that other shit happened to, like, it affected his actual dad. The fact
that Ram was able to play that long game.
Yeah.
That was a fucking long game.
But that was a super long game, right? 4 years. And then...
Well, and you're working for the people that you hate.
Yeah, and he says, I have to hurt.
And he's hurting people. Yeah. He's hurting the people that he's actually trying to save.
Yeah.
And then he hit the shit out of those guys with sticks.
And then they're calling out his girl. Where is your...
Yeah.
Where is he? I thought he was going to come back.
Yeah.
It's been 4 years.
Yeah.
Why are you sitting here on this dock?
Mm-hmm. Sitting by the dock of the bay. All right, Stevens, which backstory did you like more?
I really like both, but I think the putting up with all of this crap so that you can have your end game in the end, right? Like being that yes man to people that you don't like. And
again, Beam collected all these animals and he tossed them at the British.
They're both good. We can agree that they're both good.
Yeah. But I think this also from childhood.
Sizes.
I think it's also from childhood though, right? Because his dad, as soon as his dad dies, he's on this mission.
Yeah, dude.
And so it's longer and more tragic, I think.
And he actually, spoiler alert, he actually kills his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or did British Dynamite do it? Because this one bullet took a train ride. It got on the ferry, came to the loo.
So it's also that
it was
if he doesn't fulfill his mission,
butt cheeks of a soldier.
He killed his dad for nothing.
Yeah.
Servant, or is it husband to a murdered wife?
Dude, I'm telling you, there was not just normal fucking conversation in this goddamn movie, man. Oh my god, it's fucking over the top.
I wanted to see the bullet's point of view.
Okay, what was your favorite action scene in the movie? I do. It's early, but I do fucking love him beating the shit out of 800 people. The shots when they're like on top of him from like the inside of the pile were pretty fucking cool.
When they're all on top of him?
Yeah. That shit made me feel like I was getting suffocated.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Yeah. That would probably be my favorite. What was your favorite like action scene?
Oh, him as the archer.
Okay.
Yeah, coming out.
And then there's that one scene where the guy hides behind the tree and then he's like, I made it. He's all,
Enrique, what was yours?
Enrique.
I'm trying to think.
Enrique, I've been rubbing your thigh and my baby. I don't know how that, is that how that works?
Which was yours, Enrique?
I don't know.
Am I good? Nope.
I don't know.
Listen, I'm used to having my old classroom had a sink, had a whole kitchen, and now my new classroom doesn't have any of that. So I have to remind myself, hey, go get water to drink.
Oh, gotcha.
It's not just I can go to the faucet.
The favorite part is how you're going to be cut off. Like, it's going to be right at your eyeballs in the second video. It's just going to be all Marcus' eyes.
Well, all you see is Enrique's hat.
All right, so what do you got, Enrique?
I don't know. The one you said is good.
Where they pluck that kid out of the river and they just chuck him into the air.
No, he's talking about the one where he beats the shit out of him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The scene where when Ram's on the horse and then he's on the motorcycle, that one was kind of cool.
The first time or the last time?
The first time.
Oh,
the first time.
bridge.
When they see the kid. I just said that.
Well, no, not that. Okay.
Where they're riding again, towards the screen.
And then here's a ramp. Jump it.
And then when Beam's breaking Ram out of the prison.
And he's on Marco. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That was cool.
Yeah.
My least favorite though is I would like to know which one You probably, because my least favorite, the one I had the most issue with was when near the end when they're escaping, and then the whole thing with the motorcycle. He grabs the motorcycle and he just starts chunking it around.
Oh, that was badass. We talking about?
That's when he left.
And he's goose.
It just looked kind of funky for me, even though
he's chucking a motorcycle.
I know, but like it seemed like he grabbed it a little bit too easy.
They could have made it much more realistic. I'm just
a fucking fake tiger flying around is fine for you. But
no, the tiger was different because that's a tiger, and I don't know. It's a nitpick. It's a nitpick. I mean, it didn't ruin anything for me. I mean, it's just
it looked a little weird. I know what you're talking about. To me, it was a bridge. Like it was fucking stupid.
I like that because that's when they met. That's like their.
You're my best friend.
That's when
but they talked without talking.
Like a first
and they knew what to do without saying a word.
Cool.
When you're a hero, you just do.
You're right, America?
Yeah, I'm good. I think I'm good.
No.
I'm good.
So then this, as you were saying, you were giving your example of what it is and how they're real people, and this is more of like a what if they actually met kind of a thing. None of this happened, but what if, right?
What if they
did become these heroes. You talked about like the Paul Revere's or whatever it is in every culture, right? Mm-hmm. So like I'm thinking there's that famous picture of when like Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata got to Mexico City, right?
Yeah.
And they sit down and they fucking took over the capital.
And he's like,
which happened.
Yes, and he's like, I'm not sitting on that damn throne.
So it happened. So what if they made a movie of like them going on to fucking like take over Mexico and blah, 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 right? Which they did. They literally got to Mexico City. What happened to lead up to that? Which there was real things that happened, but maybe we get a more stylized version of it.
We have that movie. It's called.
And whatever hero it is in your culture, would you like it if it was that stylized? That over the top?
I don't think it's
because
more.
I'm thinking about making a movie like this about that. And I don't know if I'd like that. Not saying that people that like that this is their version of that don't like it. I'm just like wondering if I would like that.
Have you seen the Pancho Villa movie with Antonio Banderas?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Right. So I feel like, first of all, it's like you got the Spaniard to be him, and you're like, okay.
Yeah. Well, Marlon Brando played Emiliano Zapata fucking a long time ago.
Yeah,
so.
but that's Marlon.
Which he did. It's pretty cool.
Don't kill my horse.
It actually is a kind of dope movie though. Like, he does a good job. But
I would rather die.
Would you like it if it was that on my knees. Over the top? I'm just wondering.
You sent the grocery collector to an ambulance now.
I don't know if I would.
I mean, I think this style lends. I don't know. It's just it's hard to say without actually seeing
it, right? No, I get what you're saying. I just wonder because, like, I don't know how much they knew. You're making this, and if I'm saying this wrong, like before them becoming these like heroes, there's not much about what happened to them, who they were before.
They each have a period of like time where their life is a little obscure, but they also lived decades apart. So
okay, so they're not even anywhere near the time.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's very like they're what they eventually did right as revolutionaries. But
you're already coming into this.
This period of time is all fiction.
Like, they didn't do that, but that looked kind of cool.
Crazy.
Yeah, because they just made them like superheroes in a way where you're just like, God, they're badass.
I think it'd be cool to kind of get a prequel to what life was like before Paul Revere or whatever. Well, no, you know what? Like whoever your example is.
He's a motherfucking superhero too. Exactly. And it's kind of badass.
Yeah.
But it's not so much over, right? Because the Patriot, I think to me is really fucking cool. Right? Like that scene where he is the river one. Where he fucking basically takes out like 85 people.
Yeah.
Down by the river, walking on water. Like very, very much like that, where he's almost a superhero at that point, like, and that's cool. But this is like.
But is it done in a way where the Patriot, is that done in a way where it's like, they make it look realistic, like he actually took out all those people? See, so I have more of an issue with that than with this.
Fuck it, we're fucking around, guys.
Because this one is like
furious of history.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. Okay. When you don't
because the Patriot is trying to tell you like he actually took out all these people, and it's like, come on, bro.
But he's not. But okay, I don't think the movie's trying to tell you that. I think people try to think that's real.
But is it shot in that way? Because if he's just taking fools out, and people are taking turns shooting at him, and it's like, come on, dude. Like that's not how. Like it wouldn't have played out like that. Yeah. In this. Like in the very beginning when he jumps into that crowd, you're like, look, in real life, this fool's not going to beat up a bunch of all these people. But they still do it in a way where you almost kind of like, oh, this guy's obviously a fucking superhero.
Have you watched The Patriot before?
I have not.
Okay. I love that river scene. I'll tell you, because it's fucking grimy as fuck.
No,
yeah. But I see, yes, it's not as over the top to where you think he's a superhero, but obviously he would have never been able to do that.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
It is that where this one is like superhero.
Yeah.
It's Fast and Furious, right?
Yeah,
like,
this one's not trying to fool you.
Is it hold the helicopter? I was trying to remember that the other day.
No, the Rock.
Yeah, it's that shit, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like, obviously that won't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So you almost like it more for being.
But I would even say Fast and Furious kind of goes a little bit too hard because it's like they don't try to play it. Like they're not trying to show you that these guys are superheroes. They're actually trying to tell you that these guys are just that strong or whatever. And that's, I mean, I have issues with I have plenty of issues with Fast and Furious movies. Like they some of them, they go a little bit too far. It's like, come on, dude.
Was space too far?
Hey. Not full.
Hey, speaking of space, have you guys heard that Tom Cruise is actually trying to film a movie in space?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just found out.
So, like, are you thinking that he's building a spaceship to go to space? And that's all I'm gonna say before we get fucking any kind of indictments. Barker, would you?
I just found out, and I thought it was.
We'll talk about it after. Would you like it if it was over the top like that? A Pancho Villa, Milan Zapata.
But what story are you saying?
Any story. I'm just wondering because they pick two people.
If they do it in this way, like beautiful visuals, but like beautiful visuals, like everything, whatever, it would be fucking dope.
Look at that. We're looking, besides pornography, he has stills from this movie, and it looks badass. Right? The stills are beautiful. The coloring, the grading of this is awesome. Okay, so let me go back to Elvis. Okay. I know the Elvis story.
There you go.
This movie's over the top.
Okay.
Where in certain scenes, like it's All Right Mama, then gets layered with a rap song. Yeah, and so it's like, okay, well, that's a weird choice, but in the context of this, it works, and it is over the top, and Baz Luhrmann tries to make connections between a character that an artist that Elvis saw when he was 7 years old to then him as an adult to then the addiction to all of that. So I feel this is Baz Luhrmann, I think, has picked up stuff from Bollywood movies. And I think that Bollywood movies have kind of taken the American experience of movies and said, hey, all right, you like movies? Cool. Boom. Here's this movie at 11, right? These go up to 11. And
interesting.
I don't know. I truly enjoyed this movie, and I'm wondering what else the director has made that is kind of similar in tone to see if like,
is there other stuff out there, Stevens?
Let me find out.
And how much money has this? Wow, it's so hard because okay. Do we have a box out? Like,
I don't know because it cost. Well, it cost $72 million.
They're rupees, right? Or American?
I'll say American if you possibly can.
That's
I know
what the money is. All right.
Did I get rid of it? No. So it cost $72 million.
Zelda money.
Dollars.
It cost how much?
$72 million.
And that's the fourth most.
And it's the fourth highest grossing Indian film of all time.
At 72 million?
No, that's how much it cost.
Okay, so
I don't know how much it
so there's
made.
three other Indian
because it's
movies
also streaming all over, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wonder how you like translate that to like.
So let me see if I can find it.
Interesting. All right. So here we go. Enrique, would you tell people to watch this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
3 hours. Oh, what did you end up watching it? In subtitles or Spanish?
Spanish with subtitles.
Spanish with subtitles. Yeah, same thing I did here. Yeah, same thing. Barker, yes or no?
Yes. Please watch this movie.
So, how did you watch it?
Both.
Nope. Oh, you watched it.
I started in Spanish.
And then you just went to.
But then it was like very like they all had very deep voices.
Yeah, some of the symbols.
Kind of like when you watch Rambo in Spanish. And
yeah. Check it out. Also watched it in Spanish with English subtitles. Yeah. I did the same thing. Stevens, would you tell people to watch this movie?
Yes, and in India it grossed $81.5 million.
That's just in India. So
that's just India. In Australia, $2.5 million.
Damn, Australia stepped the game up.
Yeah. And then New Zealand was 300,000. Russia was 34,000. And then here, 11.3 million.
They're like weekends go.
And then also all over,
go to theater,
like all over the place. So
too busy fighting
domestic,
Nazis.
I said, was 11.3 million. Worldwide, almost $1 billion. No, not 999. Sorry, almost.
But there's room for one more.
$100 million. So,
that's a big difference. Yeah, I'm like, God,
I added an extra 9.
Okay.
But 99, almost. Yeah, it's $99.9 million. So it's like $100 million worldwide.
Would it maybe be almost 98?
No.
No?
What do you think?
Was it 100?
No. Do you think?
I'm going to smack you guys.
Do you think 99 love balloons?
Oh my goodness.
Stevens, would you tell people to watch this movie?
Yes, watch it.
All right. Stevens, what's our top 10 list?
I was looking at box office.
Damn it, Stevens. You know where we're going.
Number 1 is Fearless. Mm-hmm. Number 2 is Enter the Dragon. Number 3 is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Let her do her thing, bro. God damn. What's
I kind of like the echo. I don't know how it's going to be on his end. Number 4 is The 36th Chamber of Shaolin. Not Return to 36 Chamber.
Damn. All right. I guess not.
Yeah, guys, give Gordon Liu some love. This movie, this movie's awesome. Once you get past that beginning. Much like our podcast. This podcast is awesome. Once you get past that beginning.
What are we talking about? Begin's the best part.
Number 5 was Legend of the Drunken Master or Drunken Master 2. Mm-hmm. Number 6 is Way of the Dragon. Number 7 is Crippled Avengers. Number 8 is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Number 9 is Fist of Fury. And number 10 is Baby Assassins.
Oh, Baby Assassins. I was wondering if we took that out of top 10, but we did it. Bastards. All right. Top 10. For me, no. Still a great movie, though, but not in the top 10 for me. And Enrique, you are having a hard time with that boba over there. But
Enrique gives it 4 out of 5 bobas.
No, I think he gives it 6 out of 5 bobas if we're going to rate it.
So it qualifies?
If you want to rate it, go for it.
Abarca, please.
What, do you want me to put it in there?
I want you to go first.
Is it enough martial arts?
Well, let's decide that first. Because if not, then let's just not bother.
I don't feel that it's martial arts per se. I feel it's some good close quarter combat. It's got some good melee kind of stuff. It's got, I don't know where you classify fighting with animals.
Do we have to start a list? Animal fighting? Okay.
Yeah. So if it doesn't qualify, then
I don't think there's enough martial arts in there, but this would definitely be on another list.
Okay. So let's say it did. Where would you have put it? Enrique, I'm just wondering.
I would put it at number.
Say, how much are you gonna take? Fuck, goddamn, full dinner sucks. Where would you put it?
I would put it at number.
He's putting it at number 2 because he likes Fearless more because of the
fighting.
The fighting at the end.
Interesting.
I would not put it at number 2. Let me see the only list that matters. Let me get my glasses like this, like an old man.
Damn, Robert George. No, not Robert George. Bob Larry. That makes my old guys look.
Hey, don't be mean.
Did he say that also?
Yes, this is catchphrase. To me, it's I kind of get Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon vibes.
Well, better, right? Would you put it above?
Yeah, so it might be my 8 if it had more actual martial arts.
Does it have more martial arts than any of the movies on that list? I'm just asking.
No, it doesn't. That's the issue. That's the issue.
Yes.
It doesn't. And that's why it would be...
Stevens,
it would be unfair to rank it with these movies.
And I ain't no ranker.
Is there anything like this movie uses a style of some Indian, like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it is a martial art that we don't know.
Well,
Enrique?
Because I had the same thought with comparing this to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon because of the visuals. Because that's what makes that movie so good is just the visuals.
Story in that movie, though.
This story is amazing too, though.
No, it is. I'm not saying it's bad.
And this has multiple
love story.
And this has multiple good stories, not just one good story.
Yeah.
So for me, that would put it ahead of that for sure. Mm-hmm. And then just overall, visually, story wise, everything, I like it better than everything else. On top of that, Fearless still has. I enjoy the fighting in that so much.
I love that fucking T scene.
It would be tough to put it in front of Fearless. Mm-hmm. For me, but it would be probably
I like
number
that
2.
Bromance, and it's a lot shorter, but I love that fucking tea scene. That tea scene to me is fucking top notch when they just drink tea against each other because you don't need a fucking 2 hours of anything. It's just like, bro, this is the respect
it's awesome. Yeah.
Well, but I mean, is there an Indian martial arts that's using this? Because then you can rank it.
They were both trained in, I'm gonna guess it's Kati Samu.
Well, then you can rank it. Martial arts is martial arts. It's not Kung Fu. It's all martial arts, right? Like, what if we see a movie with from
They do
like Israel, and they use
Don't they do grappling in this? Don't they grapple? Is this or is it something else I watched last week?
Which grappling?
I don't think they do a lot of.
I grappled with my heart. I mean, that's what happened.
Look, I'm saying again, we're saying martial arts,
so
right?
Yours is a 2, mine's an 8.
So then I gave, and mine's no. So I say you figure that out, Stevens. 6.
How would you? I mean, you would have to. I don't know how you would do that.
Do I count it as a 0?
No. You can count it as like, but there's something. See, I like Clan of the White Lotus. I like some other things too. I don't know. What would you count as, like a 11? Even though it wouldn't be my 11.
Because if I'm just averaging, that's the thing, is if I'm just averaging the 8 and the 2, it's going to be a 5, right?
Put it at a 5. Put it at a 5.
But it won't be a 5 if you didn't rank it.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's what I'm saying, guys. It's our fucking list. Who gives a shit?
It is the only list that matters.
It is. But again, if you guys feel like it should be in the top 10, cool. I don't. But like that was a question we had with like Black Dynamite, right? Did it have enough when it was in there? I thought it's cool enough, and he's cool enough I was like, fuck yeah, when we had it there for a while. Right? Who's to say Baby Assassins has enough? It's more gunplay than it is martial arts. It's like, but we love those scenes, right? So if this is a martial art that they trained for, then I say you should be able to rank it.
There's definitely fighting in this. Just not the martial arts that we like to.
But that's the thing. Martial arts means everything.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
I say fuck it, because we're going to run across some other movies that might have some different martial arts that we have to be able to rank.
It's the art of fighting without fighting.
So I say, look, if we would say we would give it, I would give it an 11. What would that put us at? If we went 2, 6, 2,
8, and 11.
What would that put us at?
10.5.
Wait, how the fuck did? Oh, because it's 8 and 11, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it then. Put it at 10.
10?
Dethroning Baby Assassins.
Shit, I like Baby Assassins. But fuck it, he has it at 2.
Yeah, this has a way better story than Baby Assassins.
It's a different story though.
It is. It's a different type of movie.
I laughed out loud for the wrong reasons in this. I laughed out loud for the right reasons in Baby Assassins.
Rise, roar, revolt. Is our new
water, regular fire,
earth, water, wind,
and fire, and heart, Captain Planet.
Yeah, because it tells you the R's. The
R's. Okay, so 10.
All right, 10 it is.
I mean, it's your call, honestly.
No, because if 2 of you like it enough to have it in the top 10, I think it should be in the top 10. And if Stevens was like a deciding vote, you would put it in the top 10.
Where would you put it?
Oh shit! Where would you put it, Stevens?
I wouldn't put it in the top 10.
Oh, you would?
Oh, son of a bitch! Get the shit out of here now! We're like, Baby Assassins, you're back, motherfucker!
I don't think I don't think it had enough of the fighting for me, like the martial arts.
That's the story.
Okay,
that's the question.
It has more fighting than Baby Assassins.
Yeah,
it does. But I don't know. I don't.
Oh, fuck that head. Baby Assassins.
No, I know. Baby Assassins has some cool like moments.
But it has more fighting than Baby Assassins. It does.
Yeah.
It does. That's just me.
This is not mine. It's gonna be a weird fucking gatekeeper, bro. It's gonna be a weird gatekeeper, and I'm still questioning that Best of the Best 2 didn't make our top 10. When I'm gonna fight. Remember how hard I fought for that last week? It's gonna fuck me up next week. But no. But like seriously, it's gonna be a weird gatekeeper because it's such a good movie. And you cannot. It's gonna be hard for you to ever vote for anything above this.
Yeah, but
has the best dance scene. I'll tell you that.
Fuck you, Stevens. But once The Last Dragon has the best dance in the club when they're all wearing white. Like that little kids get it. Fool.
But once it lands on the list, we go off of that, right?
Yeah.
So if it lands on 10. Then
and you like something more than Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, it's gonna have to jump up there. Okay, then I say 10. I think I'm cool with 10.
Okay,
that's right. We keep that 10.
10 it is.
Fuck you and Baby Assassins, bastard.
We love Baby Assassins.
We love a lot of movies that are in the top 10. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
Sure. Listen, we love Baby Assassins. People, our listeners and our viewers do not
like Baby Assassins. Yeah, maybe it's a good idea we put this on the top 10. All right, Steven. So it is 10, officially 10. We have made that choice. Good fucking movie. Regardless, guys, great fucking movie. Go watch it. Hey, Abarca, say bye.
Hey, mahalo, folks. Be good humans.
Enrique?
It's going to be so hard to edit.
Buddy, this is what you do. Here's the scene. Here's the scene. Fade. And you come back.
You go anywhere from black, bro. Or white. Steven, say bye.
Damn it, let's go.
No, this time it wasn't me. I didn't do shit, bro.
Whatever, bro. The thing, like, Chrome came on. I'm not cutting anything.
Super Stevens, say bye. And remember, my name's Ivan. Love you guys. Bullet quote, go.
He's like, oh, do you know where this bullet came from? This bullet was made in a British factory, and it cost 14 sterling, and then it came on a boat, and the boat had a Buona, and Buona brought it here, and it got keistered up into his buttocks, and then it was brought here. So guess what? This bullet is worth more to the British Empire than this Indian man.
And what queen was available at this? What queen was going on at this time? She was 20 years old when this happened. She's
Wait. Podcast isn't over yet.
Oh,
I forgot to do my thing. How do we make this movie better?
Shit. Get better actors.
Oh, they were good. The guys were good.
Train them to do better with the serious stuff. There you go. Fuck it. You have the answer. That's me.
Okay.
Next person go.
More curly mustaches.
Go.
A better looking young girl.
Yeah. British girl.
Wow. No,
I know. British girl.
Olivia, you can call me.
So shy.
Yeah, the British girl.
Shallow.
Oh, no, I know.
British girl.
The British girl. Yeah.
More music. More musicals.
Off the rails now. This is
More dances.
All right, Berkey, you want to do it again or you're good?
No, we're good.